So, hello. So, new unit and art came out today. I know I should have probably done a video or stream of the first part of this collab, but had some other things to do and I didn't really think about it at that time, so I'm going to be going over the part 2 units and arc that came out today, going through all of their skills and attributes and stuff, and we'll do a few summons at the end, mostly tickets, but I will do the step gacha and stuff as well. I don't plan to use very many crystals at all, because I kind of want to save for the anniversary, because that's the best thing to do right now. So yeah, let's go over the unit right now. I guess the first thing we do is go over the units, and then we can go over the arc afterwards, and then do the summons after that. So yeah, Chrome is the new unit. Some decent stats. You can see int is a little bit higher than strength, but mostly balanced. Good defense and mine too. Good element resistance and attribute resistance. Only weak to that. Okay, so his abilities, I personally think, I've looked through most of his skills. His abilities look really interesting. So his first skill, Lens of Science, frontal medium area fire combo attack. So it's fire with a chance to lower fire resistance. So you can notice here that all of his skills have a chance to lower resistance. Now this is pretty damn good, but it's going to require some testing, because I'm really not sure on how good these will be. Like, let's say his skill 1 lowers fire resistance. If it can stack with weakness, then it's going to be a very good skills. He's going to have very good skills if they can stack with weakness and skills like that. If they don't stack with weakness, and if they, I'm pretty sure they will stack with weakness, but I haven't tested him at all because I don't know anyone that tested him, or I don't have him yet because I haven't done any summons at all. But yeah, if the lower fire attribute resistance stacks with weakness, then it can be pretty huge. And if it also stacks with circle, you can definitely lower their resistance by a lot with this skill. And his skill 2 is a Thunder combo attack and lowers Thunder attribute resistance. Same with the skill 1, lower resistance. Could be pretty good if it stacks with weakness, and the other one that's the Collab magic that's even better than weakness. Now his skill 3 is kind of interesting. Rainbow Bridge. You can get by the name Rainbow. Targeted all attribute wide area long range combo attack. So yeah, there's a lot going on right there. It's all attributes, so it's every attribute, which is kind of interesting. We've not had a skill like that before. I guess you can say Zleorg, but that's not really the same, is it? All attributes kind of fun. And the chance to lower all attribute resistances. So, chance to lower all attribute resistances, that's what weakness does. So, I'm not sure if this will stack with weakness or not. It's going to require testing. If it does stack with weakness, then it's going to be very strong, and it's going to be very good. All of his skills are very good here, but it's just if they stack with weakness or not. If they do, it's going to be a great unit for lowering all the resistances of enemies. It's going to be very good. Now his special skill, a powerful thunder attack combo to all enemies. Okay, unit recovers 80 MP and SCT 30 seconds. That's pretty good, but it's not like with Gen, where he does it to all allies. That's just to himself. So his special is not that great, but the recovering MP and SCT is pretty good. If his special can charge really fast, then his special is going to be very good and basically mean unlimited mana, because it restores 80 MP when you use it. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a very good special. I don't know how strong it will be though. Definitely going to require testing. I think the main thing with this special is the recovering MP and SCT. Okay, let's go over the traits now. So the first trait, skill and special damage plus 40%, That's pretty nice. 40% is good. Science magic damage. 40%. So that's only science magic. He has fire and thunder science magic, which is interesting. We'll get into that in a bit when we get to the skills. Fire and thunder attack damage cap plus 4000. Now this is really interesting. Fire and thunder attack damage cap, so that means physical and magic. But think about this, it's only thunder and fire, and his skill 3 is all attributes, so only the thunder and fire attack will be plus 4000 damage cap. I'm not sure, that's kind of interesting. Thunder and fire damage cap, but that's all attributes, so what's gonna happen there, I don't know. I'm not sure how that skill works, and if it goes with this, I'm not sure how that would work. It's going to require testing for sure, but I don't have him at all yet, and I've only seen one other person with him, so definitely going to require testing, which I can't do yet. His trait 2, now this one's a very nice trait for farming mostly. Battle start, chance to get items for all enemies, up to 1 per enemy, so this is basically like the arc skill from the Beast Hunter arc. It's basically that, but on a trait, and I'm pretty sure this can happen. You can do this trait with the Beast Hunter arc, and it's gonna be like 2 skills. It's gonna be pretty nice. Yeah, an AK damage cap bonus, I don't think it will, because it says all attributes. You'll have to require testing for sure. So yeah, overall some pretty good abilities. Abilities are very, very interesting. And his traits are quite good too, but nothing crazy. His trait 2 very good for farming, that's mostly it. This is good damage. Only fire and thunder attacks though. But at least he's got 2 elements and not just 1, so yeah, that's a good thing. No non-attributes attacks here either. If you're going up against someone that has a lot of attribute resistance, he's going to be useful at lowering the resistances, but if they've got 100 resistance, he might not do very well. Even though he can lower resistance, it depends how much you can lower the resistance really. So let's go over the skills right now. I've also got to remember to go over his paid equipment as well. I've got those. So yeah, skills, he's got 3 magic here, cure all of science, cures poison, blindness, silence, curse, illness, and stun. Pretty useful. Yeah, it's pretty useful. There's not much else to say about that really. It's pretty good skill. Yeah. Black gunpowder and generator. Now these 2 are very good magic skills. I like them a lot. They're on Senku as well, and they're also on the Light of Science arc. These 2 magic skills are very good. That one's a fire attack, that one's thunder. You can spam both of these. These are very good magic skills, I like them a lot. They're arguably some of the best magic in the game because you can spam them so fast. Especially generator is very good. So yeah, he's mostly going to be fire and thunder attributes, so keep that in mind. So he's going to be limited on usability, but still very good. And you could always add other magic if you want to, but he's not like Senku, where Senku got his damage cap increased recently by 4000, but that's all magic. This unit only has fire and thunder, but it includes physical attacks, so you might want to make this guy a physical attacker. That's what I'm thinking. So science level up 4, int plus 12%. This stacks with magic up skills. So if you have magic up 4, it will stack with this, which is pretty damn good. You can have a very high int if you want to, but if you want to make him a physical attacker, maybe you don't want int. I don't know, it depends how you want to build him. Maybe you want to make him a hybrid if you want to. You could do that, might be a good idea. Or just a physical attacker, or just a unit for farming, I don't know. He's got a lot of usabilities with the different ways you can build him. So yeah. He's also got Fighting Spirit 3, Strength and Health 8%. It's pretty good. So he's got int and strength. in his skills is pretty good. You can tell he's going to be kind of a hybrid of physical attacks and magic. Advanced aim vitals, critical power 50% is pretty good for critical attacks. Auto critical is great. That's like 11 SC right there for that one. Also, auto recast is great. So he's always going to have recast on him, which is huge. Gonna mean you're gonna be able to spam these two magics quite a lot with auto recast. Patience, increased defense, closer death, don't really care much about that. Fire and thunder attack raise 2. These are pretty good. Attack damage plus 30% for both these attributes is pretty good. I think they're like 15 SC per skill, so this is like 30 SC right here. And you can also put fire attack raise 1 and thunder attack raise 1 if you want to. I probably wouldn't recommend that though, because there's better skills to use. Pose of Honor, when defeating an enemy recover 5% MP. I personally like this skill, but just recently, or more recently, I've definitely been preferring Goddess Kiss instead of this, because it's so much better. You can get a lot of MP from that, but this is still a bonus MP, it's pretty good. Movable objects, you're not interrupted by most attacks, pretty good, so you can spam the magic easier. If you get hits, probably not going to be interrupted, which is good. I don't usually put that on units, so if they got them on themselves already, then that's pretty good. It's just a bonus, really. Now this Thaumaturgy Ring, I like this skill a lot. The higher the magical power, the more powerful the physical attacks. Now, this means you can make him a full mage and go a full int. You can just have every single magic up skill, and he's also going to have good physical attack damage because of this skill right here. And if you put the staff from the Light of Science arc on him, then that does the same thing as this skill, which stacks with this skill. So if you have a lot of int, he's also going to be very good at physical attacks. So yeah, pretty interesting. You could put a lot of int on him if you want, or if you don't care about him being a mage, you could just make him a physical attacker and add a lot of strength. Blessed speed, boost movement speed is pretty nice. Move around a lot faster, it's great. Recover some SCT during battle. Now this is a unique skill. Basically just bonus SCT is always nice. So you randomly recover SCT. It's pretty good. Determination, survive once and recover some HP. So basically like a revive. Pretty good, more survivability here is always nice. Sharp Eyes, now I know this skill is 9 SC. I do like using this a lot. Consume at 3% MP for 50% damage. I like this skill a lot. Only problem is it's going to use a lot of MP if you're spamming skills. So I do like this skill a lot because it saves SC. So you might, if you're going on stages that last a while, you might want to try and put Goddess Kiss on him, maybe, if you want to. Yeah, this Dr. Stone collab has been here once before, ages ago. This is a rerun of the event. They added 2 new units and arcs, which is pretty good. This event is very good, I do like it personally. Now, the skills down here are mostly unique skills, which is great. Chance to recover some SCT during physical attacks, that's very good. So that means if you're using skills, you get SCT back from using skills. I like that a lot. Gas Mask, I know that's on one of the arcs. Activate a barrier that nullifies basic status elements once. Pretty good. Pretty good. Nothing bad about it really. Only happens once though. Recover 10 seconds of SCT at the battle when it starts. When science, magic and skills are used, it gradually increases the damage. So, the more you use magic and skills, the more damage it's going to do. It doesn't say anything about resetting when you use a different skill, so it's not like something where you're forced to use the same magic or skill. You can use as many skills and magic as you want. It's just it resets on the next wave, so it's going to be very good for spamming a lot of magic and skills on a boss wave, could be very good. It's going to increase damage up to a maximum of 50%. Pretty damn good. A vital jab. When a spear or staff is equipped, physical damage plus 20% and critical rate 5%. Very good. Physical damage plus 20% is nice. Doesn't count towards his magic, but very good for a physical attacker. And critical rate 5%. This can stack with other skills, so let's say you equip a sword on him and you have sword boost and high boost. I know high boost is an extra 30% and boost is probably extra 10%, which can stack with this, which is 20%, which is pretty good. Last ditch idea. When close to death, greatly recover HP and slightly recover MP. Strength and int plus 50%, that's a lot. Up to twice per wave. Twice per wave is actually pretty good. This is like, wait, he's got this up here, which is 1 revive. And then he's got 2 more revives right here, which also increases his strength and int by 50% and recovers HP and MP. Well, MP. It's going to be a very good skill here. A lot of survivability in these 2 skills right here. There's basically 3 revives and extra strength and int plus 50%. Very good. Up to twice per wave, I like that. Gold Rush 2 is basically more Zell drops by 35%. Nobody cares about this skill at all because I have max gold, so I don't care about this. So overall, some nice skills, but I personally don't see anything crazy about him at the moment. I don't see a reason to go for him apart from if you need a farming unit. He's going to be very good for farming, maybe the best farming unit, arguably, because of his traits. Can stack with other things. His trait 2 is going to be very good for farming. And everything else about him, he's definitely going to be a good physical attacker and mage. But his mage attacks are only fire and thunder, which isn't great because there's quite a few mages out there which have every single element, and even Lagrabos with no elements. So I think you're mostly going to use this guy as a physical attacker and for farming, but if you don't have any good mages, you can use him as a mage as well. So he's got a lot of usability. You can build him multiple different ways. I personally think it's a good unit, but I don't see any reason to get him if you've already got a good mage, or if you've got good physical attackers and stuff. You might not need him, but his skills lowering resistance. If you need to lower resistance, he might be good for that. But there are other units for that. Okay, let's first go over his paid equipment, which I've got. Because I thought, why not? There's no reason. So, paid equipment down here somewhere. Yeah, let's go over this one first. That's not one, it's this one first. Now this one's amazing. If you want Chrome as a farming unit, you must get this. Unless you're free to play, then it kinda sucks for you, really. Battle start, recover 7 seconds of all skills SCT. Very nice. Could be good in arena, but I don't know if he's gonna be good in arena as a unit, but that alone is pretty good for arena. Chance to obtain an item upon defeating an enemy, 1 item per enemy. Now that's kind of like what's on Phantom Robin and Yashimaru. Very good right there for farming. If you want him to be a farming unit, definitely get this one. And the bonus SCT is also very nice. So yeah, he's going to do a lot of damage with his physical attack, so he's more likely to kill the enemies which have a chance to drop an extra item. Gonna be very good. I like this as accessory. I personally think this one's better than the other accessory right here. Science and magic damage plus 12% and continuous brave effects. Now think about this. Science and magic damage plus 12%. 12% is pretty damn good. For an accessory, it's pretty good. But Chrome only has fire and the thunder attribute magic, so you might not be using him for magic very often, because think about it, how many bosses do you know that are weak to fire or thunder? Probably not many, so you probably won't be using him for that. But he's also got continuous brave effect, which increases strength. I'm pretty sure that's it. And you would think, why would he have that on this accessory? Because that is science and magic damage, and then you're going ahead and increasing strength. But continuous brave effects means it's all the time. So this accessory is pretty damn good for the continuous brave effects, I would say. The science and magic damage plus 12% is very good, but you might not be using his magic very often. So yeah, good accessory, but I personally prefer the other accessory. This one for farming, I would say get this one first. So yeah, I got both of them just because they both are good, but this one's definitely better than the other one. Unless you want more magic damage, you probably won't though. Continuous brave effect is a lot of skill cost, so continuous brave effect on this accessory alone is huge. Means you don't have to use 11 SC for that. So yeah, going over the units and his paid accessories now, so let's go over the arc. The arc, kind of interesting. Don't know what to think of it yet. Let's have a look. So it's got a weird name, I know, yeah. I personally haven't watched this anime, so yeah. Arc attributes has a lot going on. You can see a lot of words here, probably too much, but try and make it simple. Every 30 seconds in the battle you restore 1 second of all skills. 1 second, that's kind of bad. Every 30 seconds you're getting 1 second of SCT for all skills. Not very good. But there's a 1 in 100%, 1 in 100 chance of all skills to recover 1 full SCT. So your skill 1, 2 and 3 are gonna fully recover once. That's a 1 in 100 chance of that happening, so it's a random thing. And it's also got a 1 in 1,000 chance for all skills to recover all SCT, so basically recover all of the skills. Every 30 seconds is a random chance, all of those happening. And this is kind of interesting, but it's random, so I wouldn't use this skill for that alone. It's not very good, because it's random. Damage taken from enemies while fainted, minus 50% is pretty nice, but how often are you going to be fainted? Not sure really. Very situational. Science magic uses MP plus 20%, so uses 20% more MP, but the damage is plus 40%. Now that's part of the attribute I like, because plus 40% damage, but you use 20% more MP. I like more damage, so that's the main thing about this attribute. The stuff up here, you're not really going to worry about too much, because it's 1 in 100 chance of happening for that, and a 1 in 1,000 chance. Is definitely an interesting idea, but I wouldn't say it's a good idea, because it's not going to happen very often, and it gets triggered every 30 seconds. So think about how long you take in a stage, for example. Let's say you take 2 minutes. This is going to trigger like 4 times, right? So technically you have 4 times the chance of it being 1 in 100. 4 times the chance of it being 1 in 1,000. You're most likely going to have 4 seconds of SCT, because it's going to happen 4 times of this. I don't think that's very good. I don't see anyone using this arc on a unit for the attributes, unless you care about the plus 40% damage, which is pretty good for magic, science magic. That's the good thing about this arc, is the plus 40% damage. That's it, really. So it's skills. Moonlight, whatever, that's on most arcs. Science level up, now this is great. Science level up is like magic up 1, and this stacks. So you can have magic up skills, and you can also have this skill on a magic unit, which will give them 5% more int. Pretty good for 2 SC, I would say. It's kind of interesting. There's a stack with normal magic up skills. Concentration reduces fate time. I never use that at all. Stone shield, damage from stone types. Maybe if you're fighting a stone boss, which I don't know any, you might want to use that, but I don't see any other use for that. Now these two here are unique skills. These are going to be very good. These are going to be the reason you want this arc. Maybe, if depends what you think of them really. So, 100 tails. Remove any weaknesses in the unit's basic status element resistances. Now if you don't know what that means, let me tell you something. So Ziliorg has a weakness to all elements, right? So he can be stunned easily, he can be poisoned easily, stuff like that. He can easily get inflicted with everything. But if you put that skill on him, then that will make all of the weaknesses just neutral. So he's gonna have a less chance of being inflicted by an element. So this skill I personally think is gonna be huge for Ziliorg mostly, and not many other units. That's what I think. So yeah, would I use it on Ziliorg? Probably, maybe. But any other units, I would say definitely not, because most other units are either neutral or they have nil or resistance on them already for most. So most units probably have 1 or 2 they're weak against, but for 7 SC I would say that's not worth using. But for someone like Ziliorg, yes, use this, because it's going to be very good for 7 SC to make everything nil. Well, neutral. So the last skill on this arc, when an ally is killed, basically, recover HP and as much SCT skilled stock as the incapacitated unit held. So when the unit dies, they recover HP, so they don't die, and they also recover as much SCT as they had. So let's say they had 0 SCT on all their skills, they're not going to recover anything. But if they had like half SCT on everything, then they'll basically be at full for all their skills. And that's for 8 SC. So I personally don't like that, because 8 SC is a lot and I'd rather use other skills instead of that. It is basically like another revive, but they also recover SCT. I won't use it. I don't recommend to use that skill at all. Main skill on this arc is this one, and also the science level up. Those two are probably the main reason you want this arc, and maybe you care about the arc ether reward, which is a cell phone. Science magic attacks have a chance of dealing critical damage. Now that's pretty interesting, because maybe you're thinking, oh yeah, I can use it on Chrome to make his magic's attacks critical. Or maybe, like me, I'm thinking, oh, maybe this is a good idea to put on Senku, because he has a lot of science magic to make all of his magic critical. This accessory might be very good on Senku. I'm probably, if I did have this, I would use it on Senku, because you can equip a lot of science magic on him, more than you can with Chrome. So yeah, good accessory, but it's limited on uses. But science magic is very good, so I personally think it's a very good accessory, and it's all science magic, so it's not just one attribute, which is pretty huge. Very good accessory, I would say mostly for Senku, but who even uses Senku, right? I'm not sure. He's still a good unit though. So now is the interesting parts. I've gone through the units and arc. Now we must do some summons, and I don't know how far I'm going with this, but I didn't plan to do very many summons at all. But look at how many tickets I have right now. I've used all my part 1 tickets, and I've got this many part 2 tickets. I'm gonna be using all of these tickets right now, and I'm also gonna do the step gacha, and maybe a few more, we'll see. So let's start with the 6, and then we'll do the 10 pulls. I don't expect to get anything from this because it's not a rate up at all. And personally, I don't care too much about getting Chrome because I don't need another unit that steals items really, because I've got Yashimaru and Phantom Robin. I guess the main thing I'm looking for is the arcs that I don't have. The only things I don't have are there's one of the arcs I don't have, and also the 2 new LR arcs. And okay, that's an arc I've already got maxed out, so okay. At least I got a red though. And I also don't have the guy with the spear, Suka. I don't know how to pronounce his name at all, so I don't think it's a very good unit though. I've heard a lot of people saying he's not very good. I would take anyone I don't have, anything I don't have, but I'm not too worried about not getting them. Another gold. Turn to red. I've got all of the non-limited arcs and non-limited units, so that is a unit. It's probably a dupe of some old unit that I don't care about, but I'll take the prisms. Oh look, how many reds? Come on. No, that's a lot of reds though. I wish I had that kind of luck on a different banner. No. I got 4 reds from that. I can't complain. That's another prism right there. Those arcs I don't really use, apart from that one, the blue one up there. I'll take it though. So we got 2 more 10 pulls, I think, and then do step gacha. I'm mostly saving for the anniversary. I would say out of the 2 new Dr. Stone units, I would recommend to go for Jen, because he's amazing at what he does. I would say he's the best debuffer in the game. That's the main reason why I got him. Another reds. Okay, how many? 1. Be something new. No. That is a good arc though. So let me go over the probabilities quickly, and the arcs and stuff I don't have. So in this part 2 ticket gacha, when it loads, it's hard to see, but you got Chrome up here, Senku Kohaku and Tsuka, whatever. You got all those units in here, but they're not rate up, so you're not likely to get them at all. You've also got 1 LR arc from the part 2, which is good. You've got the Light of Science arc, which is the best arc from this collab, which I've already got. The Spring of Sulfuric Acid is also one I don't have. So the only I've got 2 arcs I don't have and 2 units I don't have. Everything else I've got in this gacha. Yeah, one thing is I do need more prisms kinda, because I've got a lot of units to max out currently. I've got to build a lot of units. I'm probably going to try and get them to Ascension 5 or 6. Another red, jeez. And it's an arc, okay. I'll take that. Okay. So yeah, nothing from the tickets, but can't expect to get anything from there because there's no rate up at all. 0 rate up, you're not likely to get anything. So yeah, I've used all my tickets. I'm gonna do the step gacha and have a look at where we are. So yeah, there's a lot of gachas on right now. The part 1, part 2, step gacha. I did have to do this step. We're just gonna do lap 1 of this, and I might do a few 10 pulls. I only plan to do 2 10 pulls. I don't expect to get anything from these paid ones, the step gacha. Faria showed up, and it's for blue. It's most, yeah. Skip this one. 2 golds. I've only been getting dupes recently, which is kind of sad. So that's a 3 pulls there and then 6 from that. I'm not gonna go and get him from the lap 3, I think, because that's 30,000 paid crystals, and I don't think he's worth that much. Also gonna skip that one. No reds yet. See, I had more luck with the tickets. I had more more reds in the tickets, and now I'm not getting any. That's pretty normal. 6 more here, I won't skip this one. I have gotten all the tickets from the events, so I don't have any more tickets that I can get. Blue again. Yeah, there's no red on this. Yeah, well, I've had a few luck in the past from the step up, but not this one. You do get quite a lot of pulls for the price anyway. So yeah, I'm not gonna do any more step ups. I'll do like 1 or 2 10 pulls. You can't convince me to do any more than that, because I'm not too fussed about this unit. I should probably be saving right now and not doing any more pulls. And yeah, that's probably my last 10 pull, and then I'm saving. Everyone I recommend to either get Gen or save for the anniversary. I don't know what's going to be in between now and the anniversary. This is already starting off bad. There is no reds in this. I had way more luck in the tickets. Why did Lilibet have to show up? And it's also a blue, which means there's no red. Unless there's 3 animations. There's a possibility, no red. There's a red. Something new, please. Nah. Sandworm. Yeah, I shouldn't do any more pulls because I don't really care about this unit, but 1 more or no more? Let's go with the trading space first. So this is the events trading space. I got most from here. Yeah. This one I got the part 1 unit ticket and got a dupe, obviously, because this sucks. This one, the paid weapons and equipment I recommend is Jen's accessory, and that's mostly it, depending on who you get though. Jen's accessory is very good. So I got 29 of these. Man, I could get another ticket, but that's pretty much it. Well, I could get a lot more pulls, but definitely save. Yeah, I'm just gonna use this ticket and then 1 more 10 pull, and then I'm saving for the anniversary, because Jen is who I wanted to begin with. I didn't want the other unit. Chrome is still a good unit, but don't care too much about him. Don't need him that bad. I've still had way more luck with tickets. I don't know why. And there's still a week left of this collab. Well, about 6 days. Pretty much a week. So, yeah, and this gacha is still available for 15 days. And you've also got this one, which has the rate ups of all of the previous units and arcs. Do I recommend using this? Well, maybe. If you need the Light of Science arc, it might be a good idea to do this gacha, but don't do too many pulls, I would say. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more. This is my last one, and then I'm gonna save for the anniversary. And there's probably, they add like a new unit and arc every 2 weeks. But yeah, I definitely recommend save for anniversary or try and get Gen. Okay. So gold will turn red. Maybe. I've only gotten dupes. There's a red. It's... Oh. Yeah. I'm not doing any more. So I personally think Gen is gonna be the main thing in this collab, and the Light of Science arc. Everything else, not too crazy. I'm not doing any more pulls. I'm done for that. But yeah, if I go over Gen, I do have Gen because I had to get him in. So there's Tinkilly, which Nocturne Tinkilly was the best debuffer, right? Because she could debuff enemies and then turn that into buffs for herself. But then you got Gen, which very good. I would say this is the best unit in this collab. Fight me. But yeah, definitely a best unit, not in terms of damage, but in terms of usefulness. His trait 1 is just crazy. Read all of that. Nullify Sorcerer, Killer and Slayer effects from enemies. So he is a Sorcerer. If someone's got Sorcerer, Killer, it's not going to affect this guy. When physically attacking, you have a chance to inflict receive damage plus 30% debuff to enemies. So when you're using skills, there's a chance to debuff enemies so they take 30% more damage from all of your units, which is crazy. And also, front attacks become attacks from behind all the time. That's crazy. So yeah, that's basically it for this stream and video, depending on when people are watching. I would recommend only try for Chrome, only do a few pulls if you care enough about him. Yeah, well, good for you. Chrome is definitely a good unit, but he's nothing game breaking. I am not gonna spend a bunch of crystals just to get him because I don't care about him too much. And if I have a look at my teams already, I've already got 2 good farming units, these 2. Chrome does have other usabilities like magic and physical attacks, but if I had a choice of a team of 3 units, would I use Chrome? No. Let's say I was doing a hard stage, right, and I had a choice of 3 units, which one would I use? I would use Theria, number 1, and number 2, I would use Gen for number 2 for the debuffer, and very good, I would use him for 2. And for number 3, I would put a DPS unit such as who would I put out? Maybe Ray or Rem or Alice or Dante or V. There's a lot of options there, but yeah, you can see the two main units I would want to use together are Gen and Theria, because Gen with Theria basically covers everything. Theria can heal and buff units to make them last longer and do more damage and give them barriers, and Gen can debuff the enemies and turn the enemies' buffs into debuffs. That's his main usability. Well, I forgot what else he does. Oh yeah, he also inflicts a debuff, has a chance to inflict the debuff that makes you do more damage, so... And also, he can recover all allies' SCT, and I like using this unit for spamming glass record. You can just spam this. So yeah, I've been talking on for quite a while now. So yeah, I'm gonna go because I'm not doing any more summons. I'm gonna continue with the events, but I've basically done the events. I've almost finished Gen, so don't really need to do anything else really. But yeah, everyone else, good luck with this part 2 of the collab. Just remember not to do too many pulls because he's not super important. He's not someone game breaking like Gen is much better than him. So if you don't have Gen, then I'd rather spend the crystals to try and get Gen instead. So yeah. If anyone has any questions, then just leave them in the comments, basically. So yeah. I don't know when I'll do another stream or video, we'll see, so yeah.